Yeah, I use analogies quite a lot when I'm teaching things because you just try and like relate it to what people know because it's just easier when you can understand like concepts.
Yeah, one of the ways that I like to unpack education barriers for people that aren't really familiar with that is this great story that I got from my oldest sister when she was going through getting her electrical engineering degree in Texas in the 80s. So she was going through and she was in this class that she needed to graduate. That was all about, I don't know, something electrical engineering because that was the major. And she was in this, it was this massive class and she was the only femme human in the class, which was already intimidating. And then they had their big like test. That's like the giant 30% of their grade or whatever, because I don't know, people think that's a good idea. And then like, there weren't a lot of questions on it, but and one of the big meaty point questions was all about it was all about how lawnmower works, as if that was the most approachable metaphor in the world. And I can totally see how for a demographic of human beings that would be a very approachable metaphor.
Yeah.
However, not just because she's a femme human, but also because like one time my clumsy dad ran over his toe with a lawnmower. And after that, none of the kids were ever allowed to touch the lawnmower because he ran over his toe. And, you know, it's a thing that happens. But like also just because that's not part of the Texas femme human domain, it was just not an easily approachable concept. And so she ended up having a very different experience. And that was just one example. She said it was like the whole class was like that. All of the metaphors that came up were just assuming life experience that she simply did not have. And I think that's one of the things that's really important to grapple with, that something that's super obvious for you isn't necessarily super obvious for everyone else, and to be mindful of that.